In this video, I'm going to teach you how to unknit the basic brioche pattern. This is a swatch that I made up with the brioche knit 2 together stitch and the yarn over slip 1, alternating the whole way across, so it gives you this nice ribbing effect. This is a provisional crochet cast on, and these are lifelines. I have other videos that teach you how to do those, but for now we're just going to deal with the unknitting, so you can ignore those for this video. So there is more than one way to unknit. I'm going to show you the way I like to do it. If you have another way that you are comfortable with and you like to do it, that's okay, do it your way. The things I show you in this video will also pertain if you use another method already. So I like to hold the yarn in my left hand. So I wrap the yarn around my pinky twice, in front of the 2 middle fingers, and then behind my pointer finger, so I'm holding it like this. Now to unknit, you are going to hold the empty needle in your left hand, or it could be, you could have some stitches on the needle. If you discover mid-row that you made a mistake and you want to start unknitting, that's fine too. But if you're starting, from a fresh row, this needle will be empty. So to unknit, I typically gently pull down a little bit with my right hand and to the left with my left hand to open up the stitch that I want to unknit. You can see that, whoops, let me turn off the autofocus so it stays in focus. There we go. This stitch is going through the stitches below, right there where my thumb is. That's where we're aiming for. But sometimes it's kind of closed up like that, and it would be hard to know exactly where to put your needle, which is why we want to gently pull down and out and open that stitch up so we can stick the needle in there where this stitch is going through the stitch below. Then slide your right needle out. Now we have the yarn over slip 1 here we need to unknit, so we can just drop that yarn over, and with our left needle behind the working yarn, we're going to slide that slip stitch back to the left needle. Now, here's another brioche knit 2 together, so I'm opening up that stitch by pulling out and pulling down just slightly. Insert the needle, take the right needle out, pull on the working yarn, and you can see it put those 2 pieces of that stitch back onto the left needle. Now again, here's the yarn over slip 1. We're going to unknit by dropping the yarn over with the needle behind the working yarn, slide the slip stitch to the left needle. Now I'm going to go across this row like I normally would if I wasn't teaching, to show you that it can go pretty quickly when you get the hang of it. You can see I wrap the excess yarn around my pointer finger. And I want to get to the end of the row because the last stitch you kind of have to watch out for. So here we go again. Here is the brioche knit 2 together that was just completed, and insert needle there. There we go. Now we're at the last stitch. If it is, so this was the yarn over slip 1 stitch, so it looked like that when I did it. Now when you unknit this one, you want to make sure again that you have this working yarn in front, because if you accidentally have it in the back here, it's going to be in the wrong place when you go to start knitting again, and it will cause a weirdness on your edge. You'll have a yarn going around that edge if you do that. So make sure that's held in front and slip that stitch to your left needle. Now, oftentimes, because in brioche we slip every other stitch, you may have to unknit one more row. If it looks like the mistake was in the last row, sometimes it was in the row below because of those slip stitches. So sometimes you can fix your mistake by unknitting one row. Sometimes you have to unknit 2, even if it looks like it's in the top row, just because of those slip stitches. Now, of course, you could unknit multiple rows if you had a mistake further down, But that is why I recommend using lifelines, because they are quicker than unknitting. If you have to unknit several rows, you can just take your needle out, pull it out down to the lifeline, pick up the stitches, and like I said, I have another video for that. But for a quick fix that's not too far back, you can unknit it like I just showed you. Now it's ready to start knitting the next row. I would knit this next row like normal once I have the mistake unraveled.